We've all been there. You slice an orange in half, push down on the juicer, and walk away with a 1/4 ounce of liquid and a sore wrist. When we buy citrus based entirely on how bright and symmetrical it looks in the produce aisle, we end up wasting money and completely throwing off recipe ratios. The problem is treating an orange like a generic piece of fruit. In reality, every variety on that shelf is a genetically specialized tool. Looking at this diagram, we can map the 12 primary citrus varieties onto a strict trade-off triangle. You have convenience, liquid yield, and culinary complexity. Because of how these fruits have been bred, optimizing for one trait demands a sacrifice in another. An orange that pulls toward convenience and peels easily simply cannot hold as much liquid. This chart highlights that inverse relationship. The standard varieties you see in every grocery store are locked into these physical constraints. This isn't a high-stakes emergency, but buying the wrong fruit means you are spending unnecessary time and money fighting against botanical genetics. To get exactly what you want in the kitchen, you have to ignore the aesthetics and match the physical anatomy of the orange to your end goal. The first major category covers the varieties bred specifically for raw consumption and on-the-go snacking. This comparison matrix tracks our options. At the top, we have Navels, Caras, and Mandarins, the thick-skinned, mutation-based varieties. They require almost no effort to open. The flesh is guaranteed seedless, and low acid provides a highly predictable, sweet flavor. The mechanics of processing them are effortless. The thick, spongy rind separates from the segments cleanly, right in your hand. But these snacking traits carry a heavy chemical penalty, the presence of a specific compound called limonin inside the flesh. When limonin is exposed to oxygen, a chemical reaction occurs that turns the liquid intensely bitter over a short period of time. Because of that reaction, any orange in this class is a terrible choice for bulk juicing or Sunday meal prep. By Tuesday, that juice will taste entirely different. The snacking class operates on a strict compromise. You sacrifice liquid volume and longevity in exchange for a quick, mess-free experience. If you need liquid volume, you have to move to the second functional category, varieties engineered for maximum extraction. Back on our matrix, Valencias and blood oranges take up this second row. They feature extremely thin skins and a massive water weight. Their chemical profile achieves two things: a tightly stabilized acid-to-sugar ratio and a complete lack of limonin. Press one of these, and the yield is immediate. You get heavy liquid volume featuring specialized pigmentation, like the deep tones of a blood orange. Without that bitter limonin compound, the juice extracted from this class stays vibrant and stable in your refrigerator for days. The physiological trade-off here happens on the outside. Those thin skins tear easily, making them tedious and frustrating to peel by hand. Add in the fact that they frequently contain seeds, and a Valencia becomes a sticky, high-maintenance mess to pack in a lunchbox. Choosing a juicing orange means you accept the extra manual labor of cutting and pressing, and in return, you get a superior, cost-effective liquid yield that actually lasts. The final category steps out of raw snacking entirely. These are varieties reserved strictly for culinary extraction, cooking, and zesting. Looking at the final row of our matrix, we find the Seville, Bergamot, and Calamondum oranges. This group is defined by intense acidity, heavily bitter flesh, and a very high concentration of natural pectin. The actual value of this class is hidden in the rind. They carry an exceptionally high concentration of essential oils capable of surviving high-heat cooking. If you are setting a marmalade, simmering a rich meat marinade, or infusing a cocktail garnish, these oils provide the required structural and aromatic backbone. The trade-off is absolute. Try to eat one raw, and the bitterness is overpowering. They demand intensive thermal processing and added sugar to become palatable. Culinary oranges are highly restrictive, single-use ingredients. They reward intensive kitchen preparation with deep, complex flavors you cannot replicate with a standard navel. Knowing the botany only helps if you apply it at the grocery store. This flowchart frames the evaluation exactly how you should, starting with your immediate culinary goal. Packing a fast lunch? Follow this path to the Navel and Mandarin family. Prepping breakfast or chasing liquid antioxidants? Choose Valencias and blood oranges. Baking? Track down Seville Oranges. A perfectly juicy, highly aromatic, seedless orange that peels in 5 seconds does not exist in nature. Paying a premium for a specialty culinary citrus only to awkwardly peel it at your desk for a snack guarantees a poor return on your investment. To stop wasting money, you have to stop evaluating your produce based on rind color or shiny marketing stickers. When supermarket displays are poorly labeled, the only reliable data point is the 4-digit PLU code attached right to the rind. Reading that code is the only verifiable way to confirm the genetic variety of the fruit before you put it in your cart. By identifying the specialized utility of these 12 varieties, you stop treating the produce aisle like a visual gamble and start treating it like a calculated culinary strategy.